Good morning to everyone. Thank you for sticking with the agenda long enough to at least see this presentation. I imagine it's been a full couple of days. Could not be more excited to be here this morning. Again, my name is Andrew Wamberg, and I lead the go-to-market efforts across the Southeast for Google Cloud. It seems like a full circle moment for me, joining this conference, understanding it's the first one, but I've had the opportunity to be a part of Google and Google Cloud since 2008, all of that time in our Google Enterprise and Google Cloud division. Compound that with the opportunity to see FullStory come from the very beginnings, launching on our platform and delivering the great customer experiences and platform that it does today for each of you. So, with that, and I realized I didn't get a clicker. So, as a part of that journey, we've all seen where cloud has come from and come to over the last decade. It started in what we all consider and viewed as the VM cloud era, transitioned to the infrastructure cloud era, and as we all became more clear on what the opportunity was with cloud, organizations around the world have become more demanding in what they expect from cloud. No longer is it just seen as an opportunity and a means of getting greater optimization and efficiency, but now it's really driving great value and innovation for organizations. Next slide. So, it's no secret for many of you in this room, given I imagine most of your roles, that data is key to driving that innovation and value for your organization and for your customers. There's an enormous amount of data out there that continues to grow at an exponential rate every day, yet only a small percentage of the total number of organizations out there are really using it to their full potential. For each of you and each of your respective organizations, data is ultimately one of the best competitive advantages that we all have to really capitalize on the moment and the customer experience that all of our customers are expecting each and every day. So with that, next slide. Could not be more excited to talk a little bit more and share more specifically with Tata Digital, the partnership that's coming together and has evolved over several years between FullStory and Google, and the opportunity to really bring the digital experience intelligence of FullStory together with the subject matter expertise and the platform capabilities of Google Cloud around data and analytics to deliver a much more optimized experience for all of you. So, with that, I am happy to introduce, next slide, our guest speaker, star of the day, traveling the farthest here from India, unlike me, who traveled only about 1.5 miles. So kudos to Arnab Ganguly joining us today to tell a little bit more about the experience that Tata Digital has had working together with FullStory and Google Cloud to deliver more than 23 applications across mobile and web with the help of these two great platforms. So with that, Arnab.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kirsten and Andrew, for the wonderful inauguration and also kind of introducing me to the whole crowd here. First of all, good morning and kind of applause to all of you guys to make it on time after yesterday's night. It was a pretty eventful night yesterday. So, as you can see, my name is Arnab, and I've flown down from India to talk about my journey, my organization's journey, along with FullStory at Tata Digital. So, my topic is on connecting the dots for user journey, and I will talk about our product, which is Tata Neu, an application which we call as a super app. But before that, everybody needs to know what is Tata Neu, what is Tata Group. So, a bit of background on the same. Tata Group was formed 150 years ago, and it has got an annual revenue of 128 billion USD, and is also ranked as #1 in terms of philanthropical work, contributing to over $100 billion. It has got a market cap of USD 314 billion across 29 listed companies. And you can see the amount of vertical that we have got, right, from information technology to steel, to power, to automobile, to e-commerce, you name it, and we have it. This is across the ecosystem in terms of digital, e-commerce, health, fintech, and education. reaching out to our customers every single day to different verticals of life. Now, what is Tata Neu? Tata Neu is a super app. Why do we call it a super app? Because with one single login, you have the opportunity to shop across multiple products and services. Example, you can shop grocery, electronics, fashion, health, pharmacy, hotels, airlines, fitness, and you name it and we have it. Now, why is this important? It is also important for the consumer to know that for every transaction, they would get 5% as cash back in terms of new coins. One new coin is equal to 1 rupee. Just imagine 1 new coin is equal to $1. So, for example, if you buy an electronic item, maybe say a MacBook, the amount of new coins you get back is the same that you can apply to pay your bills. It's an absolutely unique concept, never been envisaged in the whole world. This is a journey of the user across Tata Neu app, our overview customer journey analysis. So what happens is from any marketing channel, you send across a push notification or an email or an SMS or an ad. People click on the ad, come to the platform. They go through multiple different sections in the app, which is your different categories, your offers and stories. Once they click on what they want to buy, for example, an electronics item, say a laptop or a mobile device, we send the person to the right vertical. The right vertical is being an electronic category, which is Chroma, which is a brand partner, who actually fulfills the end order. Now, that is a journey. Now, at each point of time, there's an opportunity for the customer to drop off. We have talked about yesterday about customer retention, customer acquisition, new customers, existing customers. Just imagine the complexity at our end. It is twofold. It is at our side and also the brand side. So, coming to the challenge. The biggest challenge is on the three sides, from business side, from tech side, and from the data side. On business, the customer can drop off right at the login, can drop off at any section after the login, may not add a product to the basket, may not convert. From tech side, the whole challenge of multiple brands, multiple analytics platforms. Some use Google Analytics, some use Adobe, some Mixpanel, some Snowflake. So multiple different platforms. Data pipelines, which connects to each of the data warehouse, and ultimately the API configuration files. On the data side, ability to stitch the journeys and get the data, the daily metrics, unified metrics, perfect order, perfect return. All of these tracking becomes a challenge. So, what is the solution? We looked at multiple solution provider, and we came to the consensus of onboarding FullStory. Now, there are multiple reasons. We talk about it in the next slide, the top 5 reasons why we onboarded them. The last but not the least is the last 2 lines, that it helps answers to questions we did not know to ask. As a business house, we know what metrics to track. You talk about how many logins, how many app install, what is your conversion rate, where people are dropping off, your annual GMV, your average order value, all of that. But there are also certain questions where people miss out. And FullStory has helped us understand those questions and ask those questions at the right time. The top 5 reasons, as I said. 1, which is what everybody in the product team, the design team, the tech team are happy and always smiling to see the session recording of the users. From the product team, to see the rage click, dead click, and error clicks of users, we have set a benchmark. If it goes beyond that, it turns out to be amber and then to red based on the threshold level. So we know what is working, what is not working. Out of stock products to give us an indication of what is going out of stock and take immediate actions on them. Product research on data, which is limited to the search that people do on the site to see if it is functioning according to the taste of the customer. And lastly, click and the scroll maps, which I've taken a screenshot and I'll show you in the coming slide. The first and the most complex thing that we have achieved was to stitch the journey of the user end to end. What it means is a person coming to the Tata Neu platform, logging in, going to a particular vertical, clicking on any banner or a card or a widget, going to the brand, making a transaction end to end. One of the critical component of a user journey. And trust me when I say this, we have reached out to the Google of the world, we have reached out to Adobe of the world, and everybody raised their hand and saying, we haven't done it. So big kudos to the team of FullStory for achieving this. A round of applause for all the FullStory team. Special mention to few people who have been working passionately for the last 6 months on this project. John Med, I don't know whether he's there, okay, John. Peter, Van, Andrew, ably supported by the whole C-level executive at FullStory, which is Scott, Jamie, Kirsten, everyone. So thank you. Session insights, very, very critical component in the roadmap for the design team. Where people are dropping off, why are they dropping off? I mean, for most of the business, they would say, okay, I've seen a 20% drop off from PLP to PDP. I'm sure people, what is PLP and PDP, just for the iteration purposes. PLP is product listing page, where you go and see multiple products listed. PDP is a product description page, which is basically the product identity. So where are they dropping off and why are they dropping off? Is it because the product is out of stock, the promotion is not existing, or the pricing is not competitive, or the product variant is out of stock? So multiple reasons, and we are able to figure that out. Insights and visual representation of data. While we see a lot of data, it is very, very important for all of us to understand and visualize it, and then take action on it. We at Tata Digital, while a lot of people say mobile-first company in terms of design, we say we are data-first company because we harp on data, we love our data. One of the key aspirations that we had when we launched Tata Neu was we had around 200 million existing customers across a plethora of companies that we have as a part of the Tata Group. So we want to make sure that they are our happy customers and they take a happy path while transacting with us. And by the way, these are all actual slides being taken from FullStory. The other one essentially is also on the session insights. This one, all of them are green, so again, kudos to the FullStory team, because if it's green, everything is working fine. If it goes near the threshold level, it will turn amber. And if it has breached the threshold, it will turn red. So at any point of time, from the data team, we know what is working, what is not working, and to what extent it is not working. Be proactive rather than reactive. And as I said, we harp on data and we love our data. Also, one of the key components of FullStory is the alert configuration, where you can set alerts based on the event and the goal that you have in mind. For example, I want to set an alert if my traffic has dropped by X percentage, if my bounce rate has increased by X percentage, if my logging composition has changed. So you can set multiple such alerts across the platform and give an indication of, again, what is working, what is not working. Click maps to understand which product, which PLP, which category is working in terms of the picture. So, I mean, for people who have been shopping fashion, I don't need to tell you that you generally shop fashion based on the picture. So obviously, image becomes a criterion for shopping. So if the picture is not clear or the description of the product is not clear, users are most likely not to buy the product. So we take a analysis of all such nuances and take action. Another important piece is the scroll map. It is very, very important for us to understand what percentage of our users are seeing 25% of the page, 50% of the page, 75% of the page, and 100% of the page. The reason being, if the content is not engaging, the price is not engaging, so people are going to drop off. That means only 25% of the people who have seen the product are going to move further, being an exit for that user. So we will lose on the transaction. Again, a very critical component is a user journey and is also part of the FullStory. Search term in brands. Again, users take the journey where the origination of the journey happens in Tata Neu, goes to the brand, and actually can look for different products. So when the person is looking for different products, one, the product exists. Number two, the product exists but is out of stock. Number three, the product does not exist. So in each of these cases, are the people coming back again? And why is it important? Because again, FullStory giving us the data of these people not being able to move further, so we then reach out to the customers. Not through email. We know exactly the preference of the customer. So we know that I'm going to reach out to Mr. X through a WhatsApp notification, Mr. Y through a push notification, and Mr. Z through an email, because that's the open rate that we have seen. So again, reaching out to the customers at the right point of time with the right content. Out of stock, again, a critical component in the success of e-commerce business. If you do not know how many people have come across a product definition page where they've seen that the product is out of stock, that means it's a gross revenue loss to the company. How are we going to attract the same customer? Because we all know as marketers, and probably Kirsten would agree with me, that there's a percentage increase in the cost of acquisition of a customer if the person is leaving your site, so retaining the customer. It becomes imperative for us to reach out to these customers, again, at the right time, through the right channel. So, the ecosystem. The ecosystem that we have built is essentially taking to the whole understanding of FullStory as a platform. FullStory does not work in silos, and we thankfully did not make that mistake. At the very onset of the journey, we knew that FullStory will be a critical platform for us. So what we have done is we have created our own ecosystem, where on the left-hand side, if you see, we have all the marketing clouds, whether it's Google, your Meta, your emails, SMS, based on whatever you want to do, leading it to the Tata Neu brand, which is where you get the clickstream data, your transactional data, and also the clickstream data that you're getting from FullStory. The same replicates on the brand side, connecting into Google Cloud, making it sure that we synthesize the data, process the data, get it into data visualization, which is available either in Looker or Data Studio, then the analysis of the same, taking the right step in terms of taking a decision what to do with that data, and which is basically a segments and cohorts. You either reach out to them through a different marketing solution, you reach out to them through a marketing cloud, which is your generally SMS or SMS push notification or WhatsApp, whichever is working for you. Or you know that, okay, these are the people who are not going to interact with you, so you don't leave them alone. The future. We again thank the FullStory team to tell us what is there for the roadmap, but the journey has just begun. There are so many things to be achieved, and I really thank the FullStory team because they have worked tirelessly for the last 6 months. Their passion, their dedication, and the ability to solve as one team has been humongous. What we need to explore is, one, user behavior based on product availability. What do we do with those kind of cohorts real time? And when you say real time, it is essentially the gap of 3 seconds. Propensity to purchase based on category of products. A person who is grocery, how likely are they to buy an electronics item or a fashion or a pharmacy? Or a person who has shopped with us more than 2 brands, how likely are they to shop more than 3 brands, 4 brands? If we can increase the average order value by cross-sell and upsell to these customers, how do we reach out to our new customers and make sure they are engaging with us and frequently buying with us? Impact of pricing strategy. Even if we are not competitive, there's always a level of trust and brand value that Tata has developed over 150 years. So how do we reach out to those customers? And last but not the least, looking at multivariate testings and see what is working and what is not working. Thank you.